have a special guest. He's been on here before, but he is an actor, a model, and now he's a man that has a key to the city. Darryl Chambers.
Hey, how you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Blessed.
Well, let me first say happy birthday, happy belated birthday, I should say.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. So, all right, let's just jump right into it. Okay, can you tell us a little bit about yourself for those who been living under a rock?
Oh, absolutely. Man, where do I start? um, so for those who may not know me, I am Darryl DC Chambers. Known to everyone as DC now, for sure. But it's my real nickname. Born and raised in Valley, Alabama, a small town country boy to the core. Graduate of Alabama State University with my degree in business marketing. I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, as well as Phi Beta Lambda Professional Business Fraternity Incorporated. Man, I am a model host. Actually, as you stated, I started out modeling years maybe in 2008, 2009. That transitioned into the acting world, and that transitioned into hosting as well now. So that's me.
That's you. I was just about to ask you that about the nickname DC. Did people call
Mhm.
you DC way back when you were younger, or this is new?
You know, that's my real nickname. So my mom never gave me that nickname. My dad never gave me that nickname. I
Mhm.
think it was like some people in maybe late elementary or going in, maybe right when I got into middle school, they were calling me that. So it kind of just caught on. Coaches started calling me that. Teachers started calling me that. Family members started calling me that. So it's really a name that just came out of nowhere and it just stuck with me from, I'll say, maybe late elementary or early middle school on throughout my life. So I never gave myself that. I never had a nickname, but
Right.
it just became that.
So I know we're gonna get into the Country Wayne skits. I don't
Mhm.
think I ever heard anyone call you by your first name. It's always DC or has, as Sarah would say, Mr. Chambers.
I think Erica may have called me that maybe one time. She may have called me my real
Yeah.
name one time. Maybe, but I
Okay.
don't I don't really think it's been too often. But Sarah is always Mr. Chambers, Mr. Chambers. So
But you say you'll say Miss Oliver.
I do. I have to call her Miss Oliver because she thinks that she still has my last name and I have to tell her that, we're divorced. So you have to give people that friendly reminder.
Okay, so I have some questions.
Okay. I hope I have the answers.
Say it.
But I hope I have the answers for you.
So, okay, what is something that people see on social media with the skits or hosting that people think is easy, but they have no idea what it took?
Okay. Well, as far as the skit go, you try to put, let's say I show up right now, and it is improv. Improv is definitely a skill that people,
Mm.
you have to learn to possess as well. But the thing is, you may come on and you may get the shell of a story right then and there. So you don't know. Well, at least I'm speaking from my storyline. I can't really speak on anyone else's, but for ours, you'll get the treatment and the breakdown right then and there. So you have to kind of just fill it in. The thing is,
Mhm.
you have to fill it in within 3 minutes, and you have to hit a certain number of points within your storyline or whatever that may entail within that 3 minute period. Now the thing is, there's no cut, there's no
Mhm.
nothing. So it's a constant camera movement just like this. So you have to kind of hold your facial expressions. You have to do things, different things like that. So there's one thing that's kind of challenging that people really don't know, and a lot of people feel like, oh, yeah, I can get on there and I can do this. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Right.
okay. It sounds very easy to just sit there and just improv or just say some lines, but isn't there are no lines written. At least
Okay.
not for us. Um,
Okay.
as far as hosting, I think hosting the main thing is like I love hosting because I can be myself, but you have to really kind of wow a crowd. And
Yes.
my thing is just to hold the crowd interest some type of way. And
Hmm.
that can be very hard. And I feel like a lot of people know that if you are a performer, then you kind of know that. If you are a comedian, like I'm not a comedian whatsoever. So for a comedian, I'm not saying that it's easy for them. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but it can be easy because they have that comedic something in them to make to make the crowd laugh and to but naturally I'm not a comedian, so for
Right.
me that can be very challenging sometimes, but I love it. I like to get the crowd involved, and I think that's something that people don't really understand, that you're gonna have a different crowd each and every time that you host anything. So
So, what is your favorite? What do you like? Do you like the skits? You like the host, or
I like both. I like both. I do like hosting. I like
you
hosting. I
do?
mean, when I say hosting, it doesn't mean just emceeing. That's what I was speaking on then. But hosting, hosting a show, hosting a podcast, hosting whatever it may be. The thing about that is, I like it because I can be myself. I
Yes.
really like it because I can be myself. I think that's something that in a sense is kind of easy because I'm giving my real authentic answers and opinions and thoughts.
Mm. Okay, so you've been consistent. What keeps you disciplined when motivation isn't there?
The thing that keeps me disciplined when motivation isn't there is knowing that there's still people out there who are actually inspired by me. And I know that they are because they'll reach out to me and tell me themselves. So
Mm.
people that say, hey, you inspire me. How can I do what you're doing? I've always wanted to do this. I love what you're doing. So, you know, it's easy to keep that because I know that I still have other people to inspire as well. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who still doesn't know who DC is. And maybe the whole world will never know who DC is, but there's still some people who I can still reach, touch, gravitate towards, and inspire.
Right. Okay, so what level are you trying to reach next as an actor?
Hmm. As an actor, the next thing that I want to do is get a recurring role on an episodic. Um,
Mm.
Preferably a comedy because I love comedy. I love to just bring joy and laughter to people. And I know, like, I love sitcoms. I'm a sitcom lover. I've always been a sitcom lover, and that's just something that I like to do is bring joy and smiles to people's faces. So preferably a sitcom. I think that would be one of the next things that I really want to tap into.
Mm. So what separates you from other actors coming coming up right now?
The thing that separates me is we all have our own path. I will say that we all have our own path, but I can't really speak on what separates me from them because I don't know them. A lot of them they could possess some of the same qualities, but I can say one thing is I've been at it for a long time
Yeah.
to actually even get to the point that I'm at now. And God has blessed me tremendously with opportunities. He's still blessing me with opportunities, which I'm so grateful for. And I just know that I've been in it for a while. And each and every time that I could have quit, I didn't quit. And I feel like I do go the extra mile to reach out to people, to show gratitude to people, to just it's the small things. I had a high school coach, or my high school coach rather. He used to always say it takes no talent to hustle. And I've always, that's one thing that stuck with me. It takes no talent to hustle. So I may not have the most talent in the world, but guess what? I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna show up on time. I'm gonna listen. I'm coachable. I'm gonna do whatever it is that you need for me to do, and I'm gonna be easy to work with.
Right. And you're going to bring your A game.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, like I mentioned earlier, you were on the
Mhm.
Country Wayne's skits. How did you get started with that?
Mm. A young lady by the name of Sydney, who owns FK Cassie. Shout out to Sydney. I've been knowing her for years now. and she used to cast me for a lot of music videos. And so, one day we were talking, and she's always telling me like, "I'm gonna get you something bigger. I'm gonna get you something bigger," because she cast for commercials and things as well. She cast for commercials. She cast for a lot of different things. So when movies as well. So when Wayne started doing his skits in the church, when he was doing the church skits, she was
Mhm.
casting for like the congregation, for the background congregation for the church, or whatever. And so that's when she was telling me, I guess Wayne he reached out to her when he was starting the storyline, and she was like, "Hey, Wayne, he got a spot. He's casting for Erica's baby, Erica's baby daddy. That's what we're gonna say. Not to be disrespectful, because I know some people hate that word, but that's what for skit purposes, that's what it is.
Right.
Erica's baby daddy. So she sent my stuff over along with like somebody else's. Anyway, long story short, they liked me. I went on. I think I was really supposed to be on for a couple of skits, in all honesty. And 3 years later, I'm still here.
I love watching you, Erica, Sarah, Rosie, but it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Like if you miss one show, is like, wait a minute, when did this happen?
You have to keep up with it. You have to keep up
Yeah.
with it, because if you don't, you'll miss. Blink your eye, you'll miss something.
It's true. It's true. Okay, so was there a scene or experience that you really stayed that really stayed with you?
Mm. Something that really stayed with me.
Hmm.
I'll put it this way. I'll say the meaning behind it actually stayed with me.
Okay.
You have to be careful when you get into relationships. When
Yeah.
you are, especially having a child by someone, because so much can come along with it. And I, I didn't have kids young. I don't have any kids now, but I'm thinking like, had I had kids that young, I could have really been in this situation that we're portraying right now. So I see why, my parents would kind of talk to me about that, to kind of like, all right, no, no, don't go that route this early. So I see it now. So
Right.
it's kind of like a full circle moment of, oh, okay, so I get it. It's one of those things.
Yeah. Okay, so how is acting in skits different from films and TV shows?
Film and television shows. Normally, you'll do your audition, or they'll offer you the role, or however you may get the role, and you'll have a script. You'll have time to actually prepare for that role. In some cases, most cases, not all. Every situation is different, but you'll have time to prepare for that role. Go over the script, become their character. Now a lot of the skits, it's not that. Like I stated earlier, there's no script on our particular storyline. There's no cuts and edits, for the most part, unless you just have something that you need to cut from a scene to like a flashback or something like that. But it's strictly this. It's a constant movement. So that's a major difference, because you have cuts, edits, um, all of that when it comes to television and film for the most part. But you don't have any of that when it comes to skits. You normally have the script. You don't have that when it comes to skits. So that's like the major difference. And then on top of that, um, with a television show or a film, you don't really have to cram so many points into a certain amount of time, because they already have the scenes and everything mapped out, and then whatever they don't use, they can edit out. But it's not like that with skits.
And what about the hours?
The hours vary. The hours vary.
Okay.
It just depends on how many we're doing on that particular day. It depends on the how many components of the skit that it may contain. Just different things, locations, things like that.
Oh, that's true. So it's never the same number.
No, it's not. It's not. No day is the same.
Okay, and that's true because sometimes you may go to a different location.
Mhm.
Um, so I know you said that you filmed in Atlanta,
Yeah.
right? But then there's some people that film in LA.
Well, they so the thing is, different storylines. They may travel. They may go to LA
Mm.
and film something there. They may like we filmed in our particular storyline. We filmed in DC. We filmed in Tennessee. We filmed in
Oh, okay.
Miami. We filmed in Blue Ridge. So we filmed different places. So
Hmm.
a lot of people they will travel and go different places to film their storyline or whatever. But it's not too many people. It used to be a couple of people that actually had storylines that were based out of other locations, if I'm not mistaken. But for the most
Hmm.
part, for the most part, everyone is mostly in Atlanta.
Mm. Okay. So I mentioned earlier you've received the key to the city.
Yeah, I did. I did. I did.
How exciting is that?
It's very exciting. Receive well. First of all, the key to the city is from the city of Mobile, Alabama. Now that's not my hometown. You don't have to be from a place to get a key to a city. A lot of people think that, but you don't.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
but it's an amazing feeling because when you're growing up and when you're seeing certain things and hearing about people getting keys to the city and things of that nature, you think like, oh well, yeah, whatever. But the older that you get, you realize like, oh, that's a major honor to receive the key
Right.
to the city. And so, for me, it was more so of just being in that moment and really realizing that I really got a key to the city, and that's something that's not comes with the proclamation and everything. So that's not taken lightly. That's not something that everybody gets, everyone gets every day. It's like I really got a key to
Right.
a city. So, to me, it's very exciting. It's humbling. It's a blessing.
Can you share how you found out that you got nominated
Mm.
and
Okay.
who nominated you?
Okay. Well, so what happened was maybe a year and a half ago, a little bit. Well, maybe not quite a year and a half, maybe a little bit over a year. Um, Someone reached out to me from the Carnival Royale Mardi Gras Court.
Mhm.
Roxana, by the way, shout out to Roxana. She is her mom. Well, she's actually over now. Her mom created it. Roxana runs it now too as well. So shout out to both of them. But Roxana reached out to me, and she happens to be a member of Beta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, which is the sister to my fraternity. And she said, "Hey, we want you to be the grand marshal for our court next year." I said, "Okay, cool. Grand marshal. We've all heard of that before." I said,
Right.
"Okay, Mardi Gras. That's going to be very interesting." So then it comes back with, I guess they sent me up for nomination for the key to the city, and
Mhm.
I exemplified all of the things that one would have to exemplify to receive the key to the city. With different things that I've done just in the community, just what I'm doing now in entertainment and in life. Once again, that goes back to inspiring people, and a lot of people see me on the skits, but they don't know the real me. They don't know the real me behind the scenes. They don't know that when people are in my, I hate to say this because everybody's gonna hit me up, but look, when people are in my messages and DMs, if you really want some advice, if it's something that I can help a person with, if it's in my power to do, I'll do it. If I can, I just can't. But this is what people don't see. So doing things like that and actually being receptive to people, um, I think that was a big part of it as well. So they sent me up for nomination. It was approved.
Wow. Oh my goodness. And by you saying that, that's what made me, because I heard you say that before. If you can help someone, you would. And that made me like, you know what? Let me just ask him to come on my platform. All he can say is no, yes or no. And
you
I was
know,
thankful that you said yes.
you know, I'm one of those people. Like I understand. I had to start somewhere. And I wish I was reaching out to people a lot of times about a lot of
Right.
different things. And a lot of times I couldn't just reach out to certain people. So, people they'll ignore you, people will say no. So I don't like to be that person to ignore people. If it's something that I can't do, I'll tell you straight up I can't do it. And I'll
Hmm.
even tell you why.
Hmm.
I'm a person, I give you a reason on anything. So, I'm just one of those people now. I don't respond to people who say something foolish. Now, some people they'll ask me certain things, and I'm just like, okay, you clearly didn't do your own research because what you're asking me right now, you could have found this yourself. Things
Right.
like that. I'm just like, all right, that kind of irks me because I understand I had to do a lot of research when I was starting. If I wanted to reach out to somebody, I had to reach. It's like I don't, certain things of asking for like an email. I'm like, the person who you're trying to reach, email is right here on their website. It's right here on their, like it's right here on there, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but for the most part, unless it's something crazy, I'll respond to people. You know, it may take me a minute to get back to them sometimes now because
Right.
my DMs and messages are flooded more than they've ever been. But then I have some other people running my emails sometimes as well. So, but yeah, I try my best to reach out to people because I know how it is when you're trying to reach out to people and you need advice and you need guidance and you need a connection or something. I know how it is.
Hmm.
I've been there.
Do younger you ever imagine that you will get the key to the city or just your life right now?
Um, I've always felt deep down that I would be in entertainment. I've always wanted to be in entertainment in some capacity. Always just been kind of fascinated with it. I never said that I just want to be an actor. I never said that I wanted to be a host. I never thought that I would be hosting because you can hear it. I'm a country boy with a southern drawl, and I am just, but God will put you in places where you never thought that you would be at. And so, I unapologetically embrace my southernness. I unapologetically embrace the monotone. I unapologetically embrace it all. And
Mhm.
that's what makes me me. That's what makes me unique. That's what differentiates me from other people.
Right.
So, I never saw all of this. To answer your question, I figured I would be in entertainment and to some capacity. Getting a key to the city never crossed my mind. Getting any other awards that I've received never crossed my mind.
Wow.
But I'm here.
You're here and you're here to stay.
Hey, absolutely. As long as it's in God's plan, I'm here to stay.
Right. So, what did the honor mean to you personally and professionally?
mm, personally, personally, it's kind of like a wow moment. In all honesty, it's like a sitting here thinking. I'm one of those people that I don't, I don't pat myself on the back, but you have to learn that it's okay to pat yourself on the back.
Yes.
And I look at myself and say, dang, little shy Darryl from Valley, Alabama has really grown and been blessed enough to become DC to the masses and really give the key to the city. It's like,
Mm,
and then, I thank God. I'm like, God, I know it's nothing that I've done so perfect to receive this, but thank you. And
right.
this is just one of those. This is one of those things. Um, Professionally, it's one of those things that you look around at other people and you're like, wow, you are actually in groups of people when you think about other people who receive keys to the city, other entertainers and
Yeah.
well-known names. It's like, wait a minute, I'm really in the conversation with them.
Right.
So professionally, it's just about being in the conversation with some great people. Individually, it's about the growth, knowing that this little country boy has really grown to become this name now. So
Okay. If we keep talking about this key, let's see the key.
okay, okay, okay. Now this is a very, very nice key. It has some weight to it. It definitely has some weight to it.
Yeah.
If you see it says Mobile, Alabama, since 1702. Then it has on the seal, it has the city of Mobile. Yeah, just the seal, the city of Mobile with their official seal on it. So yeah, it's
Take
actually a
take
very
us to the take us throughout that day. Like when you woke up, I mean, were you
okay.
nervous? Did you give a
Okay,
speech?
so
Was the family there?
yeah. So my parents they were there. So the thing is
Okay.
this, right? So I was, mind you, I was the grand marshal as well. So when I got there the day before, I want to say, and when I got there, they had everything laid out for me. And when I tell you Carnival Royale, that particular Mardi Gras court had everything laid out for me. Super great hotel suite. But not only just the suite, right? The suite was cool. It's the things that they had in there. They had every snack that I wanted. They had cakes. They had beads everywhere. They had one of my fraternity sweatshirts. They had, what did they have? Rice and beef and all kind of food. They had libations.
You
They
were
had.
living the life.
And so I was living the life. I was, I was living the life. No, it was cool. They had everything laid out for me, and so that particular day, a lot was going on. We went to some of the parades. They took me
Mhm.
around to some of the some of the other Mardi Gras parades. That was cool. We went to some of the historic spots in Mobile. We went to the historic Elks Club in Mobile. That was cool. We had a little celebratory pre-drink. Uh, we went back that night, and we ended up getting to the venue. I forgot what time I got to the venue, but it was cool. It was cool. A lot of people were there. We did the second line, and they had we walked in there during the second line. They had someone else was presented. It was Mr. and Mrs. Mardi Gras. They were presented their awards, and then I
Okay.
was presented my. They read off my proclamation. And then I was presented the key to the city. So I did not have to give a speech, which I was so glad that I didn't have to give a speech. But it was, but it was amazing. It was amazing. It was a fun, filled, packed, amazing day.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. When you because on your social media you announced it, I was so happy for you.
Thank you, thank you.
And how was your parents?
Oh, they were elated. It's one of those things where I feel like if when you're doing certain things in life that are positive, because you can always easily be on the other end of the spectrum. No one is perfect, but when you're doing things in life that are positive and you're making your parents proud, like I think that's one of the most cherished, dearest things to my heart is that I'm showing what they instilled in me in a good light, and the world is seeing that. Because at the end of the day, when people see me, if I see someone who's older than me, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, like everything that they just instilled in me, it comes to light, and it all shows from getting awards. Everything leads back to that upbringing, so they love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, congratulations. That's an
And
honor. That is an
absolutely,
honor.
absolutely.
So confidence, motivation, with all of these success, how do you stay grounded?
Easy. That's very easy. I know that anything that you have right now can be taken from you.
Yes.
So everything that I have right now can be taken within the blink of an eye. Before you can blink, before I can blink my eye, it can be gone.
Yes.
And I've always wanted it. So being that I've always wanted it and worked towards it, you have to still respect it, and you have to respect the fact that you're here, and respect the fact that everything that you work for is here. So you have to just respect it. So I feel like once you become unhumble, you're not respecting what it is that you've been blessed with.
Do you look back on your career and look at yourself now and say, damn, I've been through a lot? Or what do you say?
When it comes to, and all honesty, when it comes to the industry, I think a lot of us we've gone through a lot in the industry. It can be cutthroat, and I'll be honest. I have
Yeah.
gone through bad management. I've gone through people trying to keep money. I've gone through people just doing a lot of different shady things. Um, but I do kind of look back now sometimes and like I overcame all of that, and it's for a reason. It's
Right.
definitely for a reason. So I look back sometimes from time to time like, huh, okay, I jumped that hurdle. I jumped that hurdle. Okay, cool. I'll keep
Hmm.
jumping hurdles if they get in front of me.
It just makes you stronger,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So, what advice would you give to someone chasing their dreams who might feel stuck or unsure?
Who might feel stuck or unsure, keep going because you do not know what opportunity is around the corner. I've had those moments in my life, and I honestly, once again, I'm not trying to be the most spiritual person or whatever. I can only just tell my story. I've had times where I had to pray, like years and years and years ago. Like, God, look, if this is for me, please let me know. If it's not, send me a sign.
Yeah.
I prayed that prayer 3 times. And those 3 times, I wanted to give up and quit. Every time, within a day or half of a day, I received some kind of opportunity that I did not know that I was gonna
Wow.
get. And I'm like, you know what? All right, I hear you. I'm gonna keep going.
That's wonderful. So, like I said earlier, you just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, what did this past year teach you?
Mm, this past year taught me a lot. It taught me to get rid of dead weight. It
Mm,
taught me to um, actually be more disciplined. It taught me to think about things before I act on them, no matter what it is. It taught me to take time for yourself. Um, those are the main things that it taught me. Those are
yeah.
the main things.
Okay. So, what are you leaving behind in this new year of your life?
A lot of people. um,
I, I
yeah,
can relate
but
to that. Hmm.
in all honesty, and it's not to say that it's honestly not to say that those people are bad people. It's not to say that. It's just sometimes you outgrow people,
It's a season.
and they're just not meant to be in your life sometimes. So that's really what it kind of taught me. That's something that I'm leaving behind. Some people I'm leaving behind. Anything or anyone who brings me negative energy. If it's
Mm,
anything negative, I don't even want to be affiliated with it. I really
right.
don't. I really don't. I am too much of a positive person. I wake up every day wanting to smile and laugh. I wake up looking for something to laugh at. So
Right.
yeah, that's what I'm leaving behind. All negative energy and negative people.
And that's funny because that was going to be my next question. What are you protecting more now? Your peace, your energy, your time?
Now my peace,
Mhm.
my peace, um, and my time. That's one thing that I hated for my time to be wasted. Uh, and we all should feel like that. When you get over a certain age, you understand that time is the one thing that you're not gonna get back. And I tell some people, I'm like, look, please don't waste my time. I don't care. I don't care if I want to sit here and just look at paintings right today. That's my time. So, don't, but I've always been like that. I don't like to waste people's time. I don't want them to waste mine. And yeah, it's just one of those things. But protecting my peace, your peace is everything. I've learned that your
Yeah.
peace is everything. Your
Mhm.
peace is worth more than money sometimes. I'm not.
Right.
I get it. We gotta have the money to have the peace sometimes. Sometimes when we don't have money, it ain't much peace. But you gotta have peace.
And I feel you because I'm not letting anyone disturb my peace. I finally
Hmm.
have peace in my life, and I'm gonna hold on to it.
As you should, absolutely.
So, what does growth look like to you right now?
Growth. Growth is continuing to evolve mentally, um, being able to say no to certain things, people, anything that doesn't serve me the way that I feel like it needs to. Um, Constantly doing things that I haven't done before in a positive light. Um, yeah, that's growth to me
Yeah. So,
personally.
okay. So, what's next for you? What should we expect?
Oh, okay. What should we expect? We should definitely expect some more shows that'll be coming out. A few more ad campaigns of different things that I'm doing. I have to tell people. I hate saying stay tuned, but it's real. It's like stay tuned because I know a couple of things that I do already have in the can. I just just got to wait and see on those. But you'll be seeing more of them for sure.
And the fashion show?
Yeah, okay. And the fashion show, I actually have one today that I'll be
I
in.
know.
So, I don't I actually getting ready to go that way now.
Right.
I'm actually getting ready to head to a fashion show. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a great show. I was supposed to be just the celebrity guest today. And
Okay.
they was like, hey, would you like to walk in the show? I said, well, if you want me to walk, I'll walk. So I think I was supposed to walk one time, and now I'm walking maybe three. And then I also have another fashion show coming up May 2nd in Birmingham. It's called Be Him Men's Fashion Week because they call Birmingham Be Him, but it's like
Hmm.
Men's Fashion Week. So Be Him Men's Fashion Week on May 2nd. So if you're in the Birmingham or surrounding areas, definitely come through. It's going to be hosted by Sean Freeman off of Beyond the Gates. It's going to have a lot of other celebrity guests, and it's going to be fun, filled with a lot of fashion.
Blessings on top of blessings. And the last question.
Okay, I hope I have an
I was waiting for you to say that. Okay, so what do you remember? What do you want people to remember or take away from your story?
answer. The thing that I want people to remember and take away is that this is a guy who did what people probably thought that he shouldn't have been doing, and he followed his own path. He followed his own path no matter what. When people thought, oh, well, you're so tall, you should be playing basketball. Okay, well, God didn't say I should be playing basketball. So I followed the road that was paved in front of me, and it's been working for me. And I'm a guy who unapologetically did it, and no matter what a person had to say. And so that's what I want people to remember. And to be you authentically, be yourself.
Just be yourself. That's it. That's all you can be.
How you can be.
Well, Daryl, it's always a pleasure when you come through. And I'm so glad that the Wi-Fi
Oh yeah,
worked
we
this
good. Hey,
time.
we good this time.
But I always have a good time when you're here. And I'm so happy for all the things that you're doing and just many blessings to you always.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you
So,
for having me on your show again. Um, the pleasure is all mine.
yeah.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, I know you're gonna kill it on in the fashion show.
Well,
So
I hope so.
I think you are. Well, have a wonderful day. Thank you again for coming on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for having me. You have a
And
blessed day as well.
thank you. We'll talk soon. Okay, bye.
Bye.